Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Cheryl. This is Your Journey Yoga. Today we are going to do stretches for runners. So if you are an avid runner, if you're just a weekend runner, but you've all of a sudden increased your mileage, or if you've just taken up running, you might notice that you're feeling some good tight muscles through those hip flexors, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, your calves, your ankles. So we are going to get everything below the waist. If you're not a runner and you're like, what is this stretching for runners? It is just a really great stretching session for your lower body, for those legs and into the hip flexors. So joining me, thank you so much for being here. We are going to start in child's pose. So we are going to bring our big toes together. Knees are going to open. We're going to come down onto those hands. You're going to sit your bum back towards those heels. Can you feel that already? And now slowly just walk your hands forward. You can support on the forearms, or you can come on. You can relax your chin, your forehead to the mat, your cheek to the mat, whatever you need. Just finding your breath, stretching out the lower back, getting into those hips, quadriceps. Now let's slowly walk those hands back up. We're going to lift just enough to bring those knees back together, tucking your toes, and just gently sit your bum back towards those heels, pressing the toes into the mat, so using the strength of the arms to kind of press those hands into the mat like you're going to try and stretch your mat towards the top of your mat, towards that front wall, and just feel that great stretch in the toes and the arches of the feet, calves, Achilles tendons. Now gently release the intensity, come forward a bit, keep those toes tucked under, walk your hands towards the top of your mat, extend your legs, lift your sit bones to the sky. Feet are going to be hip width apart, so feel free to move those feet. Just adjusting. And we're going to find our perfect down dog. We're going to inhale it to high plank, and we're going to notice those shoulders right over the fingertips. And then as you exhale, lift your hips, shift your weight back towards your feet to down dog. We're going to do that 2 more times, and in transitioning between these 2 poses, shouldn't need to move those feet or those hands. That is where your perfect down dog is. If you find that you need to adjust, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. And let's meet back in down dog. Find your breath, always adjusting should you need to. We bend the right knee, left heel presses towards the mat, long stretched on the back of that left leg. Switch sides, left knee bends, right heel down. Switching again, right knee bends, left heel presses towards the mat. Doesn't touch the mat, it's okay, no worries. We're just going for the stretch. Last time, left knee bends, right heel down. Allow both heels to sink. We shift our weight to our left foot, right toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that right foot to the outside of your right hand. Toes are slightly turned open. We shift our weight to our left hand. Right arm extends to the sky. As you exhale, sweep that right hand through between the arm and leg. Reach it out as far as you can reach, rotating through the torso. And then reach and extend as you inhale. Exhale, pass it through. We're going to do 4 of these. So 2 more times. Inhale it, reach. And exhale, reach it back. 1 more time, extend it up, and exhale, sweep it through, finishing with that extension to the sky, and slowly release your hand down. Step your right foot back, lift your hips to down dog. We bend both knees, drawing the bottom of the tummy towards the top of the thighs, tight little tuck, and then exhale, extend through those legs, heels pressing down towards the earth. And the knees, lowering down. Exhale and extending it back out. So each time just coming into that tight little squat. 1 more time, bend. And extend. We shift our weight to our right foot, left toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that left foot to the outside of the left hand. We rotate and reach. Left arm to the sky, reach it up. high as you can reach. Lifting out of that right shoulder as you exhale, the hand passes through between the arm and leg, reach it out far as you can reach. And then unwind it as you inhale and extend to the sky. Exhale, hand passes through, doing 4 of these. And exhale, open it up. Exhale, hand passes through. Inhale and extend one more time. Exhale, pass it through. And reach. Exhale, release that left hand down, step it back to plank, lift your hips to down dog, and let's just sway those hips side to side. Coming back to center. Taking a gaze between your hands, walk your feet in to forward fold. And just relax the weight of the upper body down. Let your arms hang. Let your head be heavy. We shift our weight to our toes and back to the heels, into the toes and back to the heels. One more time, into the toes and back to the heels. Centering your weight. Bringing the hands to the elbows, gently sway side to side. Coming back to center, release your arms and slowly roll it up. One vertebra at a time. With a big shoulder roll, up and back, and shoulders slide down and away. Let's pull those hands to heart center. Now, if you prefer, we're going to do a little bit of balancing here. We're going to get a nice stretch through the front of each leg. We're going to shift our weight to our left foot. If you like, move closer to a wall, bring a chair out in front of you, whatever you need for support. And we're going to reach down with that right hand, lift up with that right foot, and draw your heel in towards your bottom. Now, initially, your bottom is going to kind of try to sit back a little bit, so a little bend in the hip. You are going to have your knee come forward a little bit. We're going to do our very best to stand as tall as we can, to bring the knees right next to one another, and draw that right heel in towards your bum. Left arm can extend out to a T. You can keep that hand to heart center. You are welcome to lift that left arm to the sky. So we're doing our best here. As we press those hips forward and keep those knees side by side, you should feel this amazing stretch all down the front of that right leg. Now we're going to transition that right hand to the inside of your foot or the arch of your foot, and begin to press your foot into your hand as your hand guides your foot towards the sky. Opening up the chest. You are welcome to keep the chest tall or hinge it forward. And like I said, you can have your hand down. I want you to really focus on that extension and that length. Slowly we rise. Pulling the hand to heart center, releasing the foot, and step it down. Roll out your ankle. Get rid of the wiggles in the arms. Bringing those hands back to heart center. We shift our weight to our right foot. Breathe. Reaching down with your left hand, taking a hold along the outside edge of your foot, and find that balance, drawing your heel towards your bum. So notice what's happening. Are you tighter on this left side through the quadricep and the hip flexor? If so, it's all good. You're just going to do your very best. Again, using the support, wall, countertop, chair. We're going to work to line those knees up, to press those hips forward. You're going to feel an activation in those glutes, squeezing the buns just a little bit, core strong so that we're not arching the back and keeping that tension out of the back. As you draw your heel in towards your bum, you're going to feel that deeper stretch all along the front of that left leg. Stability while we're working that good stretch for your quadricep on that left side. Now we're going to transition the hand to the inside or the arch of your foot. Again, hand can remain at heart center. You're welcome to extend that arm out to a T, whatever feels the best to you. And we're going to slowly hinge it forward. Breathe if you like. Yep, the wall is handy. And we're really working to extend and open. So you should feel an amazing stretch down the back of the supporting leg and through the front of that lifted leg. Added bonus of that beautiful shoulder stretch and chest stretch. Slowly we begin to rise, pulling the hand back to heart center, releasing the foot, standing tall to mountain. Roll out your ankle, stretch your toes, get rid of the wiggles with the arms, and roll those shoulders up and back. Inhale, reach to the sky, and exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Hang in here, stretching the lower back, stretching the hamstrings. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down, take a giant step back with your left foot. Back knee to the mat if you like. We circle the arms up and overhead. Inhale, straighten that front leg a little bit. And exhale, sink one more time. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, sink. Now we're going to bend that back knee. Bending the knee and extend that left leg. Again, bend the knee and extend the leg one more time. Bending the knee and extend the leg. Let's ring that back knee all the way down. Untuck the toes. Pull the hands to heart center. Rotate. Placing that left elbow to the right knee. Pressing against the knee. Hips are heavy coming forward. And breathe. We turn back to face front. Release your hands on either side of your foot. And as you exhale, begin to sit it back. Extending that right leg, lifting those right toes towards the sky, squaring your pelvis, and draw your nose towards your knee. Inhale back to that runner's lunge. Lengthening through the crown of the head, and then exhale, sit it back. Lift those right toes, extend that right leg, square your hips, nose towards your knee. Inhale back to that runner's lunge. One more time, exhale, sit it back. Right toes lift, square your pelvis, nose toward your knee. And inhale it back to your runner's lunge. Placing that left hand to the inside of the right foot, right arm extends out, circling it around, and let's draw that back foot in. Taking a hold of it if you can find it. Drawing your heel in towards your bum. If you need to lift your hips a little bit, lift your hips a little bit. Breathe. Turning and taking your gaze out over that right shoulder. Find your breath. We circle that right arm back up and over, hand on either side of your foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your hips, sweep it back, and extend. Right leg to the sky. Go ahead and open up those hips. Add a flex of that right foot and a bend of that right knee. Draw your heel toward your bottom. Beautiful long stretch down the back of that left leg. Extending right leg to the sky. Let's sweep that right knee through. Foot to the inside to pigeon pose. Up nice and tall through those hips. If you are taking care of that right knee, you're going to come over onto that right hip and draw that back leg in. Knee feels good. We stay up nice and tall. Breathe. Let's slowly walk it out. Either fully extending those arms or stacking your hands. Just relax the weight of your head. Our sleeping pigeon. If you'd still like a little deeper stretch in that right hip, extend that right arm out, passing that left arm underneath that right arm, left side of the head to the mat, and breathe. You can come up onto the pads of the fingers. Just breathe. We pull that right hand back in and slowly walk it back up. Tucking the toes, lift the hips, sweep it back. Extend right leg to the sky. And gently release it down to down dog. Let's inhale up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press the chest and shoulders toward your thighs. Reach your sit bones high. As you exhale, let your heels gently sink. Taking the gaze between your hands, walk your feet in to forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. As you exhale, cross that right foot behind the left. Lengthen and reach. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms to the sky, and as you exhale, lean to the left and a little look up and back. A slight rotation, stretching all the way down that right side. Inhale, bring it back to center. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, little rotation, little arch back. Stretching all the way down that IT band and through that right side of the ribs. Inhale it back to center. And exhale, little rotation. Core staying strong, supporting that lower back. Inhale it back to center. Release that right foot. Cross the left behind the right. Bring your ankles to tightly touch. Inhale, reach. And as you exhale, a little lean back, a little arch, little rotation. And inhale it back to center. Exhale, rotate it open. Inhale it back to center 1 more time. Exhale, rotate it open. Oh, little arch, little rotation back. Inhale it back to center. Release your hands to heart center. Release that left foot behind the right. Breathe, inhale, reach. And exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down. Take a giant step back with your right foot. Circle the arms up and overhead. Back knee can be down or off. Soften the shoulders. Inhale, straighten that front leg a little. And exhale, sink. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, sink. Stay low in that left leg. Take a big breath in. Bend that right knee. And exhale, extend that right leg. Inhale, bend. And exhale, extend. You feel that stretch to the front of that right leg. Bend. And extend. This time, go ahead and place that right knee down. Untuck the toes. Pull the hands to heart center. We turn and place that right elbow to the left knee. Pressing against the knee and working to bring your hands towards heart center. Gazing out over that left elbow, left shoulder. Hips are heavy. Beautiful stretch down the front of that right leg. We turn back to face front. Release your hands on either side of your foot. Core is strong. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, extend that front leg. Front toes lift. Square the pelvis. Draw your nose toward your knee. Inhale back to that runner's lunge. Coming forward. Hips are heavy. Stretching through the front of that right leg. Exhale and sit it back. Toes lift. Square the pelvis. Nose toward your knee. Inhale it back to that runner's lunge. Let's do it 1 more time. Exhale, set it back. Square the pelvis, nose towards your knee. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Core strong. We lift the chest and pull those hands to heart center. Placing that right hand to the inside of your foot, extending left arm out. Circle it around and draw that back foot in. Taking a hold of your foot. Find your breath. Draw your heel in toward your bottom. Gazing up over that left shoulder. And breathe. Slow, steady, deep breaths. Just feeling that long stretch down the front of that right leg. Gently releasing your foot, circling, left arm up and over, hand on either side of your foot, tuck the back toes, lift your hips, sweep it back, extending left leg to the sky. Opening up those hips, add a flex of that left foot and a bend of that left knee. Draw your heel toward your bum. Again, as we open those hips, that amazing stretch down the back of that right leg, that great stretch down the front of the left leg. Once again, extending that left leg to the sky, and let's sweep that left knee through. Foot to the inside, untucking the toes. Breathe, taking care of yourself. If you need to come over onto that left hip, please do. Slow, steady breaths. Adjust as you need to. And then walk those hands forward, either fully extending those arms or stacking your hands. And just relax down into sleeping pigeon. And we can stay here, just allowing the body to settle in, to find that breath, to quiet it down. If you're looking for a little deeper stretch, lift just slightly, extend that left arm out, right hand reaches through, palm facing the sky, coming down onto that right shoulder, right side of the head. And again, we can come up to the pads of the fingers, just to give your face a little more room, or you can keep that palm flat. Close your eyes and just breathe. Giving some love into the hip, into the knees, the hip flexors. So many beautiful things going on in our pigeon pose. We pull that left hand back in and gently rise, hands on either side of your knee, tuck your back toes, lift your hips, sweep it back, and extend left leg to the sky. Point and flex your foot, maybe give your leg a little shake, and gently release it down. We inhale it to high plank, crocodile down. Press it through up dog. Go ahead and open up those knees, big toes touching. And once again, press those hips back, extend those arms, and rest the weight of your head. Breathe. And let's slowly walk those hands up. Once again, pressing through the tops of the feet to bring your knees to touch. Walk your hands up, resting your palms. Now, if your knees need a little love, if your quadriceps are a little tighter, you can absolutely sit up on a bolster or a pillow, folded up blanket or towel. We turn our palms to face the sky. Close the eyes. Breathe. We take a moment to thank our bodies for all of the hard work that it does each and every day, just getting through the day, and then all the extra activities and the healthy stress that we put on it. Here is the TLC, the loving care that we need so that we can do those extra activities. Be kind. Life is not always a race. Allow yourself time to breathe, to be still, to celebrate being a human being rather than a human doing all the time. Now turn your palms to face your thighs and just gently rest. Loving energy transmitted from the palms down into those legs. We bring the hands to heart center, a gentle tuck of the chin towards the chest. And again, just a moment of gratitude. Lifting your eyes, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here with me. I hope this felt great. I hope your legs felt all the love. Take care of yourselves. Be safe out there. And until the next time, namaste.